You got any update on the Carolyn proposed transmission line? Nothing?
I don't know.
Patrolman report? Well, I'll start it out. Okay, we got a little problem we need to get fixed down here. I mean, I'll make the short kind of version for everybody tonight. John and basically this needs to get, if I'm wrong, Judy, you tell me. This on the side needs to be ditched. And we need to start, because we're having the water's coming straight out of John's road, and it's erosion, it's starting to erode the right-hand side around that bank that's going towards Ross's. It's not going down to them culverts. It's going across this road, and when it comes across on Judy's side, it's starting to erode off that side too. So we need to come up with a system, try to get the water from there's a culvert up by Tim, or I can't think of his last name, but it don't matter.
Foster.
He's up on, I'm sorry, and it's kind of coming all there. If you want to see it, it's way up there. And below his driveway, it's kind of coming around. But it's so far to that, where his driveway is, it shoots out that culvert, and it's coming into John's pasture. And then if you ever know, and all of it's going out the driveway, making that intersection impassable. And the key to it is, it's hard to explain here, but I'm trying to make something that it works with John to get to this other culvert, the big one, because that is not at the maximum. It's still a little less than half, Judy.
With the rain we had Thursday.
I mean, it's still, we need to come around that corner. The first culvert, if you know what you're kind of thinking, I mean, if you want to take a look anytime, Judy, or I'm sure she'll show you. And they'll go around the bank. The first culvert's kind of smashed on their side, and then it's going down. Is it past that road that you guys put in?
It's past that road.
Yeah, and it's like there's another culvert down there, but it's not.
Right before you get to Ross's.
Yeah.
I came down yesterday to look at it with Judy, so
Yeah.
and I talked to Tim, he's okay with us ditching around that corner, ditch that whole thing. So that'll catch the water from his yard and everything and keep it on this side of the road, going towards that culvert. And then if we ditch from Carl's driveway down, then we just gotta work with you, John, and do something up in that pasture if we can to cut a swale or something.
I mean, do you have an idea how to do it, John, or not?
No, I talked to Ken Anderson at Land and Water in Baroqua. He's done ditches and erosion work for me in the past. And I think that we almost need to get somebody in there because there's 4 culverts that dump into that valley in that pasture that come across with there. You know, they come starting up by the big sand quarry, there's a big one there. And all those culverts dump into that pasture. And it's gonna be a little bit of work to get them, you know, get all that water diverted to go down into that, especially when you get a rain like that, to get it to go to that big culvert underneath South Creek Road. But I think it will help if like the ditch work is done to get the water, because there's a culvert halfway between Val's old place and Tim's that the water jumped the road there, and I don't know why it did. That culvert's open on my side. I looked on the upper side and there's a hole there, but I don't know why the water, if there was that much, that it just filled that culvert up and it jumped the road. And so that's coming down the road, goes down to the next one. I think that's about a 15 or 16-inch culvert that comes underneath the road there. And the other day, we had that little rain shower in the morning. That thing was running 3/4 full just off of an hour's worth of rain. And that was before we got the big rain. So that's taking a lot of water, and that dumps it out right at the head of that driveway going up into the pasture. There's some riprap and stuff there, but they don't do any good with that kind of
The culvert
volume.
must be too small up there then, it's only 15 or 16 inch.
How long is that Tim lived there? How do you put a driveway there without no culvert?
We got driveways all over that don't have culverts. Just drive down one side.
Well, whatever system we're gonna get, we need to get it changed.
So, oh, go ahead, Sam.
But I think getting the ditching done and the culverts opened up, that's gonna help a lot. I mean, just, cause that water, right now, if that culvert can't handle it, it comes right down Whitcraft. You know, it don't, that's the least resistance. I mean, that's a pretty good wall of water coming down through there, so. I mean, whatever, you know, like I say, whatever we gotta do, I mean, I'm willing to work with you as far as, you know, what we gotta do up in the pasture, but I don't, you know, I don't have the answer, and I don't wanna just go and push up a wall and then have it blow out on the next big flood. And then we gotta deal with rock and whatever else. We need to, you know, if I gotta do something farther up in to slow it down, I don't know. I mean, it's more than just, you know, I don't think there's a quick fix. I think it's gonna be a little bit of, that's why I talked to Ken Anderson, because I think, you know, he can kinda say, well, this is gonna work, but, you know, that's all the reason I've been talking to him, just to get some idea.
Spider.
I don't remember.
I think we put all new culverts on that deal, didn't we, Tim?
Yeah, those have been all new since I've been here, in the last 20 years.
I can weld a plate on that one, on the lowest one on Whitcraft if you want, and stop it, you know, we don't come down in the pasture, but I don't think that's gonna help.
You got something, Judy?
Well, no, last night when we were talking, Tim and Trish came out, and I talked to Jesse and Carl, and everybody is all about ditching. And I think that we start there. I mean, as much as, like Chad said last night, we start funneling all of that water into that tube, pretty soon that tube isn't probably gonna be able to handle all of that water for those rains. But if we ditch,
That was
and
nice.
Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, if we ditch all of these areas and we get everything running instead of across the roads, drive them into these perfectly useful tubes. I mean, that water comes screaming down that valley, and as soon as it hits that tube and it dissipates into that tube, by the time it gets through that tube and onto my property, it's calm, it's slow, and it's moving, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. If we can get all the other culverts to do their job, maybe the water that's coming